Where are you from?
I was born in Pensacola, Florida, but I'm from Southside Atlanta, College Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in College Park?
I feel like when everybody when somebody asks that question, I don't know what the fuck to say. It's just regular life. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like most black people grew up the way I grew up.
And how? Like, what do you mean?
Just growing up in like the urban areas of Atlanta, like just mom, brothers, sisters, all that type of shit. Doing good shit, bad shit, all that type of shit.
So like Ludacris and 2 Chainz, College Park, right?
Ludacris from Chicago. Nah, I'm just playing.
Oh, for real?
He from Chicago, but he from Atlanta. Me and him went to the same high school. He went to Banneker. He graduated there. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you dropped out?
Yeah, I dropped out like 2015.
Okay. What grade did you drop out in?
10th.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Why did you stop going to school?
Honestly, I was kind of like a jerk. Like I used to think I was the smartest nigga ever. I was like, I don't need this. I want to be a rapper. I kind of always knew I wanted to be a rapper. So like after a while, I just lost all like care for school. Really, it just wasn't a care for me anymore. My mom even knew it. She was like, "Do what you got to do."
When you say you were a jerk, was it like you were getting into trouble or?
I wasn't even getting into trouble. I was skipping school. I was smoking weed. I was not in class. I was not in class. I was going to every gym and every lunch. Dead ass. Yeah, for real.
I knew hella people like that. So when you were there though, did you have a favorite subject or was it just like none of these subjects?
I was always like a language arts type of guy. Like I grew up an avid reader. Like I was reading before everybody in my grade when I was in kindergarten. Like to the point like the teacher had to call my mom like, "Oh, he reads very well. Can't nobody else reading this motherfucker."
So you were sort of like an indigo child in the sleep.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Indigo kids, they were.
Nah, I'm already knowing, but I ain't even.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite book?
Man, honestly, bro, if I gotta keep it a buck, my favorite book ever is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. I'm keeping it a buck.
Oh
that
yeah,
shit turned.
yeah.
That shit turned. I like Hunger Games books. I like a lot of types of different things. I honestly haven't been a reader in a long time. I think it's you can blame like I guess rap. I feel like rap is like you kind of learn about your history through rap. You know what I mean? Like we ain't got too much of a history in this fucking country, and everything else is kind of pretty fucking bad. But we got hip hop. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I learned it from.
So you dropped out in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the education system as a whole?
They need to teach niggas how to make money. They need to teach niggas how to goddamn not go to jail if you did do a crime. Dead ass. They ain't teaching niggas the right shit. They teaching niggas shit that like I don't know. When the last time you did like an algebra problem?
This morning.
Really? Oh, never mind. That's the wrong nigga, guys.
I'm kidding. Like, since high school. College I did.
You feel what I'm saying?
Calculus.
What would we need that for?
Not much if you don't want to be like a scientist or a math teacher or anything like that.
Don't nobody want to be a scientist. Niggas want to pay their rent.
Oh my God.
Like, niggas want a house. So it's like, yeah, bro. I don't know. Like, it's for certain people that might be the way. I can't tell nobody what the way is, because I'm a rapper. Like, you know what I mean? And like everybody ain't meant to rap.
So what did you do after you left school? Like immediately. So you stopped.
I immediately was rapping. Like I've been rapping my whole life. Like literally since I was like 4 years old, I've been rapping. Like, that just was always a part of. I guess that's really to thank for me reading and shit. Because I cared about words. Like I wanted to know how to make words, what words to say, big words, all type of shit. Like I was just that type of guy. But what was the?
How did your mom feel about you leaving school?
She was like, I feel like, all right, so she wasn't too pressed. She was pressed, of course, like every other mother would be. But she also knew what I wanted to do with my life. I've been wanting to do the same thing forever. And like she used to write my raps as a kid. Yeah, like, so like she know what the hell I wanted to do. She wasn't really tripping. She just wanted me to have something like able to live with, you know what I mean? Because life is life, you know what I mean?
Wait, is she a rapper?
No.
Oh, she's just talented like that?
Yeah, my mom would be singing, rapping, all that type of shit. Yeah, all my family. My granddad owned a label in Florida. Yeah, like my auntie, she be writing. My uncle produce, all type of shit.
Where did you get your early inspiration? Was it from your family?
You could say that, but like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a big Hot Boys fan. Yeah, I was a big Hot Boys fan. I was a big Just Music fan. Like, I remember seeing the Chicken Head video or the Sippin' on Scissor video or like the goddamn I Need a Hot Girl video, shit like that. Like, I was a big fan of just rap, period. And like, I was a big T.I. fan growing up. Like, growing all the way up, like, I'd say probably like, by the time I was like 6 or 7, T.I. was the best rapper ever to me for a long time too. But as you get older, nigga, like that shit be shifting. Like the argument when I was a kid was Tip and Wayne. I used to always lean more T.I., but then as I got older, it became more Wayne. And then that's just because I started to like words even more. So that make you jump into shit like Eminem and Outkast, and then you get on the internet, or you got partners who put you on the niggas like Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, and shit like that before you even get to like 6th grade. Like, and like, yeah, man, everything is my influence. I'm just influenced to rap by everything, even certain shit that I don't listen to. But I can see a motherfucker get on stage and perform, and that shit just inspires me. So.
You mentioned the internet. How has the internet helped your career so far?
YouTube, bro. Man, by the time I was 8 years old, that's when YouTube came out. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for somewhere where I could watch videos all day because 106 & Park came on at 6 and ended at 8. MTV Jams, you had to have super cable to get that, and you gotta wait till Sunday to watch Sucker Free. And I think Saturday, Sunday to watch Rap City. So it was just YouTube was right there. You can watch any type, like the radio freestyles that you never heard before, all type of shit. That shit was pivotal for me. Like before, I didn't give a fuck about social media like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter for a long time. I was watching niggas rap, watching interviews, watching music reviews. That's what I was doing.
And so when you left school, did you start a label? Did you start your own label?
No, I didn't. I was in a rap group when I was in high school. Don't none of them niggas rap no more. I'm like the only nigga who actually rap right now. And we were dropping music, but I wouldn't even consider that like me actually releasing music as myself. But no, I didn't start any label of mine or anything. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the type of motherfucker who's always looked at like, I don't know, like I want to be like an artist, you know what I mean? Like I don't really want to do all that just yet. That's not my stilo.
How do you feel about capitalism?
Niggas like to act like they hate capitalism until it's time to start a fucking business. Like, niggas be tripping. I get it. I get everything you're saying. It's fucking up the economy. But my nigga, if you want to be successful one day, you're gonna have to fuck up the economy as well. Whatever the fuck that means. Like, niggas, everybody want to eat the rich. Like, nigga, be rich. My nigga, how about we just get everybody to a certain point to where everybody got paid? And I guess that's the problem with capitalism. And I guess we back to why capitalism ain't as good as the Republicans make it seem. I don't know, bro. Nigga, life is life.
So when did you meet the Backseat Collective?
When I met Smiles first in like May 2018. We met about things. Yeah, it was just and I got his like Instagram, and then we seen each other at like a party. Like he walked up to me. I was with a couple friends, and he was like, yo, your music hard. Like we didn't meet, like he didn't notice that, like we didn't know each other made music when we first met each other. So that shit happened, and then we also didn't link up all the way until like probably, I'll say, what was that, February 2019? Like around Super Bowl time. I had just got my baby mama pregnant, and I was kind of like, I was paying for a lot of shit, so I was going through it. So I was standing like a what's the name of it? Like a boarding house type shit. And Miles and Low Key and TJ pulled up on me, and we had rapped in the car, and the song that we made went on Miles' first project. I'd already had probably like 2 or 3 projects out already, but we was working a lot. Like I started going to Low Key's house a lot, and we made one song, and it's like we kind of just had the immediate consensus that I joined Backseat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that shit happened. I met Smiles first, and I met Low Key and TJ. From there, Smiles shot like a commercial for his album, and Silk and Elon was there. And that was the first day I met them. Or it was the first day I formally met Elon. I think I met him like a day before that or some shit. But yeah, that's how all that shit happened. And through Silk, we met Rock and Trey and Rue and Courtney and everybody like that. You know what I mean?
What is your recording process like? Are you writing your raps, or do you kind of just like punch in?
I do a lot of different shit, man. Honestly, ever since since I dropped 3 projects in 2021. The second one that I dropped, I freestyled a lot of it. I wrote some of it. The third one I dropped, I wrote half of it, and then I freestyled the other half of that shit. So I do both a lot. But also I'm trying to get better at writing, because it's a lot of things going on right now. I'm just trying to, like, in this grand scheme of trying to get bigger, I'm trying to like get better at my hook game, like just so I can be like the sharpest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
So I'm finna start getting back to writing more and less punching in and freestyling and shit. Or at least on like serious efforts.
Yeah. Earlier you mentioned that you had a child. I know that being an artist is like such a demanding career. How do you balance being a father and being a musician?
I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty freaking hectic right now. It wasn't hectic at first because I wasn't as notable of a person as I am now. But like ever since like signing a record deal and like having to be everywhere in the world, it's kind of like I gotta really make the perfect time, because I'm also not with my child's mother. So I have to make the time every time I'm not out doing a show or on tour or working on my album in New York with like a label or some shit. Like I gotta remember to go back home and at least try to make the time, because also it just don't be working like that due to how things go. Niggas know how shit is.
Yeah. So what label are you signed to?
Cinematic Music Group, independent label based in New York. Some artists that they have is Joey Badass, Young and Ace. J.D. Youngin was there, R.I.P. It's ran by Johnny Shipes, manager of like Drewski and things of that nature.
And so what made you decide to sign to a label?
See, honestly, I've been going through talks with labels since I'd say the middle of 2021. And I've always been the type of guy to look at motherfuckers like contracts and things like that. And growing up, you always want to sign to a record label. A lot of people sign to majors, but majors don't really help you in the long run in terms of how you want to make bread and own your shit. You know what I'm saying? So I felt for me to get to that bigger point, it was to sign to an independent label such as Cinematic. Because one, I got a kid, I gotta support my kid. They let me own half of my shit. They give me a lot of leeway to do exactly what I want for my music, and they give me the exposure because at the end of the day, I need the exposure. I need the backing. Like they can actually produce that for me. I went very far without any of that though, which is so crazy, and that's why I felt like for me to take the farthest step, because at the time I couldn't, like, you know what I'm saying, just keep going on my own. I had to work out a very like lucrative deal for myself so that I can go forward and be the biggest that I can be. And that's why I signed to an independent label. Like labels like Cinematic and Empire and things like that, they give an artist more of a freedom to like build their career. Can't really like shelf me, you know what I mean? Like everything has to go like we all just trying to get bigger at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We all just trying to get bigger at the end of the day. So I feel like that's why I signed with Cinematic. And plus I grew up on them motherfuckers.
Right.
Like Nipsey Hussle was over there. Big Crit, I grew up on Big Crit music, Nip music, Joy Badass music. They the reason why I smoke weed for real. Like literally, they the reason why I smoke weed for real. Like I used to watch vlogs all day of like Smokers Club vlogs and all this shit. Like them niggas is the reason why I kind of am the person I am. So it'd kind of be like stupid for like me to not go with this label. And it's not like I haven't gotten like deals before, and like it's just certain things I had to turn away from because it's like it wouldn't have been in the right. It wouldn't have been the right like anyway. Like there's actually a lot of things I don't even talk about where like I was like I can't rock with them. But Cinematic was the guys that was. They was really the ones. They is the ones for sure. Like,
and so
they really care about the music too.
You mentioned that your label base was in New York. Do you have a personal relationship with your label mates, or is it sort of like business?
Honestly, I know one of them very well. This is.
You mentioned that your label was based in New York. Do you have a personal relationship with your label mates, or is it more so business?
I'd say right now it's more so business. I'm kind of like a recluse. I ain't really into like just meeting people just to meet them or hanging out with people just because we in the same label or anything. But you know, the day will come. It's not really just something I'm focused on right now though. I'm trying to focus on getting my name bigger before building any type of relationship like that. To be honest. But shout out to all them.
Do you do any art outside of music?
Honestly, no. Music is my life. Rap is my life. I ain't never thought about doing nothing else. Like the most I do is like give out my ideas for the videos I shoot, or like other than that, I make music. I was born to be a musician. Yeah, I've never thought about being a doctor or a lawyer or a figure skater or anything like that.
Do you play any instruments?
No.
Are there any instruments that you would like to learn?
No.
None?
Nah, I'm okay at making beats though. Like I started making beats very, very early in my life, and then I stopped like 8 years later. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really care to learn right now. I might change. I'm only 24. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What's your biggest aspiration with the music?
I'm trying to be the GOAT. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. I'm not a humble human. I don't care about none of that shit. I'm trying to be the best because I rap the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, and I also just know the game. Like I know all this shit damn near. Not just music. I'm talking about how to make my shit the largest, how to get the most out of what I'm trying to do with some people. On paper, I'm out here to be the fucking GOAT, to own alcohols, and like, you know what I'm saying? One day, like, fuck with a label. I don't want to be the head of no shit. Not till I'm about 40. You know what I mean? But I'm putting on for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to be the GOAT of this shit.
So for someone watching this interview who aspires to be a musician or aspires to be signed to a label, what advice would you give them?
They don't want my advice. Ain't nobody gonna listen to my advice. It's because it's the truth. But yeah, I gotta work hard and quit your fucking job and lock yourself in that studio for nights and nights and nights and talk to them white people who you scared to talk to and spread that shit out and post that shit a billion times. Like niggas, I don't know. Everybody ain't really, and it's okay, but everybody ain't comfortable with risking everything for something that is a 1 in a million chance. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta do that. If you really want what the fuck you say you want, that's a fact. I gotta go hard. It ain't really no, I don't know, this shit ain't no game. Everybody think this shit's like a game and like some type of, oh, you got this type of look, or do you know these, like you gotta get to know these people. It's a way to get to know motherfuckers. I didn't have shit. Like, I didn't have shit 2 years ago. I'm dead ass serious. Make a vouch. Like, I ain't have nothing. So like, for me to be this close to dropping my debut project and actually having something in like a month and a half, like, the one thing I can tell you is risk the fuck out that shit. That shit gonna be sad, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna be smoking like a 3-5 a day. Less than that probably, but shit, nigga, in the long run, that shit you gonna be like, damn, I'm happy I did that.